Hello, everyone. My name is Stephanie Foster, and I'm a community liaison with OSHIP. And I'm here today with my coworker, Dave Painter, who is also a community liaison with OSHIP. How are you today, Dave?
I'm great, Stephanie. How are you?
Not too bad. So, when talking about Medicare, when you're out in the field, what is one of the most common questions you always get?
One of the most common things we get, particularly for folks who are turning 65 for the first time, is, am I required to sign up for Medicare? Am I required to sign up for Medicare when I first turn 65? And it's not a real cut and dried answer. It gets a little complicated. So I always say, well, it depends. Generally, yes, we expect folks when they turn 65 to sign up for Medicare A and B. However, there's a big exception to that rule. And that is if you are still employed, covered under your current employer's insurance, or you have a spouse that is still employed and you're covered under your spouse's current employer insurance. I would say when I started this job, probably 90% of people were retired at 65. Now it's flipped, and the vast majority of folks, either they're still working or they have a spouse who is still working. And if they're covered under that current employer insurance, they can delay signing up for Medicare with no penalties.
Okay. Well, what about when some people sign up for A and not B?
Oh, okay. So it is possible. Original Medicare has two parts, Part A and Part B, hospital medical. And it is possible when you turn 65 to go ahead and sign up for your Part A. Most folks who worked or had a spouse who worked paid into Medicare. Their Part A is premium free. And they think, why not? I already paid for it. Why not sign up for it, right? And a lot of folks will do that. And then when they're getting ready to retire or that spouse is getting ready to retire, then they have to go back and pick up the Part B. In the last few years, it's become pretty easy to do that. You can do it online now. And we're seeing more and more of that. In general, let's say I delay any part of Medicare because I'm still working or my wife is still working and I'm covered under her insurance. The other question, folks, are, okay, so then when do I go back and sign up? And we always like to say, rule of thumb, 3 months before. You know, if I know that I'm going to retire at the end of July, I want to go 3 months before that. That's when I want to think about signing up for Medicare. And it's when I want to get in touch with OSHIP to see about, the other options out there and, make sure that myself and my spouse are both covered if we're going to quit working.
Now, lastly, what if I don't know when I'm going to lose my coverage? What do I do?
And that does happen, particularly in this environment we've been in the last several years. Some folks, and that's a big question they have. What happens if I'm suddenly separated from my work? And in that case, you're in a special enrollment period. You are able to sign up right away. Signups are going to go into effect the first of the next month. Generally, you're in those situations, you're not going to be in a situation where you're not covered. That's the main thing that we're trying to help folks out with. Make sure they get signed up when they want signed up, and that there's no gap in coverage there when I'm transitioning from work to Medicare.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Dave. That was a lot of great information.
Thank you.
For more information, contact OSHIP at 1-800-686-1578 or visit us at insurance.ohio.gov. That's it for this week's episode. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.